So let's remember those sacrifices as well. Now let's discuss this further. Joining us now is Ahmad Shahidov. Thank you very much, Ahmed, for joining us on this special transmission. The whole nation of Azerbaijan is awake, celebrating this historic day, this historic victory. Please tell me, what are your thoughts?
Thank you for having me in your program, and good morning. And also, I also congratulate all Azerbaijani people, also Turkey, and all nations and people in the world who stand for justice in the world. So, as you mentioned, the long-running Nagorno-Karabakh conflict has reached its logical end today, and the war between Armenia and Azerbaijan is over, and the requirements of international law have been met already. So over the past 50 days, Azerbaijan has exercised its sovereign right to conduct successful military operations, primarily to protect its civilian people and liberate its occupied territories from Armenian occupation. And yesterday, as you know, the strategically important city of Shusha was liberated, and the logical and important end of the Nagorno-Karabakh war came. A peace agreement was signed today, and with the mediation of Russia, and the ceasefire came into force between the conflicting sides between Armenia and Azerbaijan. So today's agreement is primarily aimed at establishing long-term peace in the region in Nagorno-Karabakh, and Russia was expected to play a significant role in this conflict. And I think that Turkey will also take part in future talk. It's a very important issue, important point that I should underline this issue. So this agreement was the realization of the preconditions set by Azerbaijan for many years, but unfortunately Armenia ignored international law and continued to refuse to start peace talks. But finally today the government of Nicole Pashinyan was forced to accept the realities, accept the requirements of international norms and principles, requirements of UN Security Council resolutions, and after that protests against the government in Armenia, against Nicole Pashinyan, began in Armenia, and the Armenian people are preparing to overthrow Pashinyan from the power. I think that the end of a government, end of Armenian Pashinyan's government that has ignored international law for many years and deceived the Armenian public has come, and Azerbaijan has been a supporter. As you know, Azerbaijan was a supporter of peace for the last 30 years and has worked for peace in the region, in Nagorno-Karabakh, and demanding implementing of international law. But unfortunately, the Armenian government continued the occupation by making false promises to international community, to international organizations, at the same time to its people, to Armenian people. And today we have a logical end to all this. I would like to mention one more issue as well. You know, Azerbaijan President Ilham Aliyev, in his today's address to Azerbaijan nation, once again acquainted Azerbaijani people with the text of the document of the agreement reached between Armenia and Azerbaijan and Russia, and a new control mechanism is applied here, we see, and the fifth paragraph of this statement is very important there. As a human rights defender, I want to mention that a peacekeeping center for ceasefire control is being established to increase the effectiveness of monitoring the parties' compliance with the agreements, and it means that both Russian and Turkish military will work in this center, so Turkey will officially play a role in the future settlement of the conflict and monitoring the ceasefire. Today, you know, Azerbaijani people, all citizens in Azerbaijan pay special attention to this issue, because Turkey is our brother country, and Turkey's active role in this conflict is very important for our national interest as well. And I think that no agreement is possible without Turkey, without Turkey's participation in this conflict, in this resolution, in these negotiations. And because during these 45 days, Turkey and Russia really made great efforts to resolve the issue peacefully. At the same time, two leaders of these countries, Recep Tayyip Erdogan and Vladimir Putin, have already played a very positive role in ending this conflict. We think that it also largely determines the format of the future cooperation in the region, because if we look at the history of relations between Turkey and Russia, today they are at the highest level. Both countries are friendly and neighboring countries for us, for Azerbaijan. So I think that this format of cooperation can be even more diverse in the future. So what about the fightings on battlefield for over the last 45 days? So we have shown our strength and independence on the battlefield and in the political arena in any format of our struggle. And one day, I suppose some aspects of the war will probably will be made public for Azerbaijani people, and then everyone will see how much trials we have gone through, how much pressure we have been subjected to. Almost daily we heard stop callings from different international organizations, from different powers, from European, from US, from another countries, but we moved on and continued to liberate our territories from Armenian occupation. So another significance of today's agreement is related to Nakhchivan. The document established the connection of Nakhchivan with the main part of Azerbaijan. I mean the land connection, and the opening of all communications and roads, as well as the fact that a new transport and communication infrastructure can and should be created. And Azerbaijan, of course, has supported it a lot. At the insistence of President Ilham Aliyev, this item was included in today's statement, in today's agreement, because this item has nothing to do with the Armenian-Azerbaijan Nagorno-Karabakh conflict. Nakhchivan is far from these conflict zones, but however, Aliyev's insistence was finally accepted, and it is, I estimate this as a victory of Azerbaijani people, Azerbaijani state. Thus, a historic step was taken to connect the Nakhchivan Autonomous Republic with Azerbaijan, with the main part of Azerbaijan by land, because the Armenians actually besieged Nakhchivan, surrounded Nakhchivan in the early 90s and shortly before, and all communication lines were cut off, and because at that time energy resources were transferred there from the main part of Azerbaijan. In fact, the Nakhchivan Autonomous Republic was in a very difficult situation, and at the same time there were attacks from the territory of Armenia as well. Armenians wanted to occupy Nakhchivan as well. But now we have reached the logical end of this conflict, and I think Azerbaijan de facto won this conflict, won this war, and we are very happy to celebrate this day. And I think the future of Nagorno-Karabakh, the future of all region, will depend on how the Armenian authorities will behave, how the Armenian side will behave themselves. But anyway, we have a very strong guarantee that accepted in this agreement. Also, we have very fruitful relations with Russia. Also, Turkey is main supporter of Azerbaijan in the region, and one of the main guarantees country that will actively involve in negotiations in resolving this conflict. So I think the protest actions in Armenia started a couple hours ago shows once again that Armenian authorities they admit their defeats in battleground at the same time in political arena, and it once again shows that we are on right way, and we are the how to say implemented the requirements of international law already.
All right, now, Ahmed, moving forward and talking about Russia here for a second. The deal was brokered by Russia. Of course, Russia is one of the key stakeholders when it comes to this latest deal. How reliable of a partner can Russia be when it comes to Nagorno-Karabakh?
We have some realities in the region. Sure, we know that there is a very strong links between Russia and Armenia. They are the members of collective security agreement organization, but at the same time, Russia is neighbor of Azerbaijan as well. We have very good relations with official Moscow at the same time. So from the beginning of these clashes, from the Sunday, September 27, Russia kept its neutrality, but anyway, as a co-chair, one of the co-chair states of OSCE Minsk Group, Russia has a very significant role. But anyway, to be honest, without Turkey's involvement or without Turkey's participation in this negotiation process, it will be a risk for Azerbaijan to trust only Russia. We have some arguments for that, but anyway, we have Turkey standing next to Azerbaijan, supporting Azerbaijan in political arena, and Turkey is also one of members of OSCE Minsk Group. And in today's agreement signed between Russia, Armenia, and Azerbaijan, it once again mentioned Turkey's role in negotiation process, Turkish role in peacekeeping process and monitoring process in Nagorno-Karabakh. So I think that Russia will not risk to go against this agreement, to go against the national interest of Azerbaijan because of mutual relations between Azerbaijan and Russia, also because the Turkey's role and Turkey's support to Azerbaijan. But anyway, we cannot completely refuse the Russian role in this conflict because of Russia, one of the main key countries in the region, because Russia is one of the co-chair countries of the OSCE Minsk Group, which is mediating format of Nagorno-Karabakh conflict. But anyway, I hope that I wish that Russia will keep its balanced policy and will respect the requirements of international law, requirements of international norms and principles, and UN Security Council resolutions. But anyway, we have our demand. President Ilham Aliyev once again today in his appeal, in his address to Azerbaijan nation, once again mentioned about the principle of territorial integrity of Azerbaijan, about regaining this back to Azerbaijan, and according to this agreement, Kalbajar, Aghdam, and Laçın region will be given back to Azerbaijan, and after a couple of years, I don't remember, after 5 years, the another regions will be back, will be given to Azerbaijan as well. But I think for today, if we're to look from today's prosperity, from today's reality. This agreement once again showed the victory of Azerbaijan. For today, we should continue our struggle in the framework of peace negotiations. So Azerbaijan is on the right side, and it is this agreement for today is victory. It means victory for Azerbaijan. Anyway, for very short time, for almost 50 days, we have implemented. Azerbaijan army has implemented 2 of 4 UN Security Council resolutions and liberated much more part of Nagorno-Karabakh and other surrounding territories. And it once again showed the power, strength of Azerbaijan army, unite of Azerbaijan nation, and the political aim of Azerbaijan state. And we have seen our friends and enemies in a battlefield and also in a political arena.
Right, Ahmad Shahidov, thank you very much for talking to us on ANews. As always, we really appreciate your taking out the time and also your analysis. Thank you very much once again, and congratulations to you and the people of Azerbaijan once again.
Thank you. I also congratulate you because you have a lot of effort for spreading the realities, for defending that, not only Azerbaijan, for defending the justice and demanding the justice for Azerbaijan. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. My pleasure. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ahmad Shahidov, once again for talking to us on ANews. All right, so that was Ahmad Shahidov analyzing the latest developments that have taken place in the region of Nagorno-Karabakh, especially analyzing the deal that has been reached between Russia, Azerbaijan, and of course, Armenia.